Welcome to the Long-Term Care Chronicles podcast.
Thank you so much, Jordan, for coming on to the Long-Term Care Chronicles. And before we start, can I just get you just to tell us a little bit more about Care2Talk and yourself?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, Wendy. So Care2Talk is basically a one-touch solution to connect seniors to loved ones, with controlled by the care home itself. Yeah. So we add this, our platform works with the care homes, easy onboarding. Once onboarded, it shoots a link to the loved one, and it's easy to connect and shareable. So we just simplified the one-touch solution for connecting seniors.
Great, thank you. And when did you, what was the idea behind creating Care2Talk?
Yeah, so back in November, obviously with COVID, my grandpa's in a home and working with his laptop from the 90s, trying to send him Zoom links. It was just awful. We tried using different kind of other platforms like Hangouts, and it was just hard to connect the two. So I just went to kind of Best Buy and I bought a tablet, hooked up this free platform on it, locked it down in kiosk mode, and just handed it to him and said, try it out. So he liked it so much. He called me actually more than ever now. So it's good and bad in that funny sense. And then at the same time, I have a cousin too that was in a wheelchair, and he was like, I wouldn't mind talking to grandma, because with COVID, everything was locked down, couldn't leave. So I went on and just bought some tablets in November and in December, just kind of handed them out to just friends and family to just test it and see if there's a better solution. And it kind of morphed into, 4 months now later, it's morphed into its own platform.
Wonderful. So this has been through the pandemic that this idea was created. And is this more so in long-term care or retirement home or other congregate homes at the moment?
Yeah, so we just partnered up with BC care providers, and we're doing it in different sectors or regions within the care home space. So yes. Long-term care, assisted living, and retirement living. So just this sends where the fit is. Yes. So we kind of put a net out to see how it works. So there's one care home we're working with is the care aides actually have the tablets, and then yes. they bring them to the seniors, and then they take them after they're done with it. So there's a different two or three different ways to pair it off. But yeah, we're just testing kind of each kind of section within the care home space.
Okay, so right now within Canada, are you just mostly in British Columbia, or will you be expanding out to the other provinces as well?
Yeah, so the goal is to kind of, because I live in BC,
yes.
to kind of harness, 10 care homes in BC. We did partner with a foundation in Los Angeles called I Do Something Good For You. Okay. And they provide low-cost options for seniors, and the tablet was a kind of a low cost to promote with seniors. So we kind of have that partnership we did pitch to Alberta senior housing community, which we're not really ready to sell yet to the bigger market, but the goal yes. is to kind of land in Canada first, take care of our own, and then obviously kind of expand kind of worldwide, because it can work anywhere. So the idea is to get Canada going, Ontario, Quebec, Alberta, BC, and kind of like the big regions that are affected with COVID, and then kind of obviously spring into the other smaller provinces, but
yes,
Canada's first.
Yeah, that's great. And it's good to know that it's, right now it's in BC. It is, further launching out throughout Canada and the United States. Now, what would be the requirements that someone would need to have this? Yes, it's a tablet, but what else is required?
Just Wi-Fi. So we partnered with Lenovo to provide the tablets, which will be drop shipped to each kind of care home. And they just require Wi-Fi. So if it's some long-term care homes have Wi-Fi for everybody, and then they have somewhere that you're allowed just in units itself. So Wi-Fi is the only thing. That's what brings the cost way down, is because there's no cellular and it's just a video application. So nothing else is needed.
Okay, perfect. And then what would be the cost to the end user once this is launched?
We're just playing around with prices right now. It just depends. Working with for-profit, nonprofits, governments. It just depends on what your situation is. Kind of the ballpark. Kind of for every day is $2.99, and you own the tablet. It's your tablet or the care home's tablet. And then it's a subscription between $5 to $15 a month to run it, but a low cost subscription model behind it. But again, we're just kind of still playing with prices just because it depends on who our partners are with and what their comfort level is and how big the organization is. So right now we want to, just especially in Canada, is to work with our partners and to come up with solutions so it's a win-win for both parties. So not worrying really about the price right now, but really just putting the solution out there and getting seniors connected to loved ones is our number one goal. And pricing, we're going to model that out sometime in September.
Perfect. And then, so with this being launched out so far, what have you seen as being the main benefits? What is the feedback that you've heard from the end users that have used this?
Just quick connection, simplified. They're senior talking between 5 and 10 minutes, not very long conversations, but it's that easy where the anxiety that seniors have come across going, I can just click a button and it calls them. There's no scheduling. They're fairly independent devices, so they don't need a lot of hand holding. And so that's kind of what we're seeing. During our tests, we saw the usage and not a lot of help. I was assuming that, I'd get calls weekly and saying my tablet died, I can't open it up again. We made it really simplified for the seniors use. So it's locked down, they can't log out. And just basically, when you open the tablet up, it's 2 or 4 screens for like faces, and they just tap the face and it calls, and it's that simple. So, and the tablets have about a 7-day life on them. So they don't need to plug them in, doesn't log them out. So far so good. And with our 10, 11 care homes we're working with, the idea is to actually get feedback and actually develop it better. So there's probably some things that are missing. So the idea is for the next 2 months is to work closely with them and to give feedback. And the more feedback we get, the better the improvement of the tablet or the platform will be.
Great. So basically, when they open up the tablet, they see a picture of the person that they want to speak with. Is that correct?
Yeah. So what happens is when we register the tablet, the care home would scan a QR code, and step 2 would be enter the senior's name, and they enter just their first and last name. They have an email, and then third step is who's the main contact of that senior, and then they send a special link to them, and that's a shareable link to everyone within the family's kind of household or group. And step 1 is download the app. Step 2 is connect, and that's it.
Perfect.
So there's not that. Yeah, there's 3 steps max to connect both parties, and it just turns into a simplified video phone.
That's great. So then so with individuals that may have dementia, or let's say are, have some cognitive impairments, are any of those are the end users that are using this tablet as well?
Yeah, we're working with certain policies we're creating on the back end to specify what if a dementia or visual impaired or impaired. So some policies will have like a louder ringtone or louder volume. Some will have bigger pictures, so you can't put 4 on a screen, you can put 2. And we're actually probably Q3, we're making the tablets feel like they're actually pushing a button instead of a screen, because when you touch a screen right now, you don't feel that impact. And watching some seniors touch the screens right now, they got to push really hard because they think that they're touching a button. And so we're building policies within kind of each sector to best fit the senior. So we're still learning what is suited on that.
That's great. And then what else are you, as well hearing about the tablet in these facilities as well?
Just good thing. It's just more of a service that actually reduces the care aides time, because a lot of them have Zoom coordinators. So they're happy that they're spending less time connecting Zoom links to both parties. And a lot of calls are happening on the weekends where there's kind of less staff sometimes. So it's more of a thank you for making this kind of impact. And we're still growing, we're still learning. So we're kind of in that middle barrier where they see the potential, and our goal, next year or 2 years, this would be kind of a normal thing, is when you sign into a retirement home or facility, you just get given a tablet, and that's your calling device. And remove the smartphones from the seniors, just because those smartphones now are getting kind of too smart, and they got too many apps, and they get confused. And so be a tablet given them to call the kitchen, to call the front desk, to call their physician, and the main part is to connect with their family members, and that's kind of their device now. So that's kind of that's how we see the goal happening. Just because, just learning from my grandpa being onboarded in a care home, it takes a couple of days and to learn, what to call and who to go to. So this kind of would be like a all-in-one solution.
Perfect. And then I know you mentioned about the onboarding. How has that been going? Like, how long is the training on both parts, for both the end user and for the person calling their loved one?
So right now it's a mix. Some have triggered it right away. It's easy, but we're given the full customer service. Like everyone has my cell phone number. They call me. I'm in real time, and we kind of just screen share and walk them through it. But the process is very simple. They log in through the website, and then it's basically your care home's name, QR code, senior's name, family member, and hit submit, and that's it. We're still improving our onboarding process to make it more simplified. It just takes time and getting feedback before building out the full polished model, just because this is the time to listen to the care homes and really specifically make what they really want, like their wish list. And so that's our goal, is to not, just to learn and to develop it and then really go to the market in September.
Perfect. So September will be the further expansion throughout Canada?
Yeah, so right now, so like from now till September, I think it's just making relationships and partners and really organically making it. We don't have a sales team to go after. Right now, we just kind of, have partnered with key stakeholders of this, and just reaching out with their email and say, hey, I have a product, are you interested? And just kind of organically come to this, just because it is a need. So if there's any partners that want to jump on early and start, happy to entertain conversations, but we're not going out to the open market until later. So we got a lot of inbound coming in, so we're just working. I'm just slowly kind of growing it, because we don't want to launch too fast if there's things that we should improve before it. So we're kind of in that middle stage.
Perfect. And do you see in the future, like, yes, it is for family members to speak with each other, but do you ever see this as they can be able to, let's say, call their physician or anything else like that?
Yeah. So we're building that in now. So what we learned in BC is physicians couldn't go into care homes with the lockdown. So each physician will have a special code, and they could tap into the seniors tablet. And we have a pretty cool features that will actually kind of not record, but actually send a message to the main contact that seniors actually touch base with the doctor. And so, because there's a big gap missing on that side, where my grandpa goes to the doctors and it's all green lights, thumbs up. Well, it's not really the full case, right? It might be one thumb up and maybe one thumb sideways. So I think there's definitely I think some proactive things we could take when seniors are connecting to physicians to kind of make it more transparent.
Yes, that would be really great. And so what I'll do is I'll make sure that the information about Care2Talk is in the show notes, so people can be able to reach out. And on the video portion of it, I'll just put your 30-second clip in there as well. So, but I wanted to thank you so much, Jordan, for coming on to the Long-Term Care Chronicles and talking about Care2Talk and letting our listeners know what it's all about and where they can be able to access.
Yeah, well, no, thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it, and very excited. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
60% of seniors find advanced video technology complex to use, leading to ineffective communication for seniors with cognitive disabilities. Our simplified video chat tool connects seniors with caregivers and loved ones, all in one video platform. One-touch video call, closed network remote access, third-party integrations. One-touch solution when connecting to loved ones. Get started. Care2Talk.